There is definite value for the companies that do integrated reporting, not only from an investment point of view, because this allows them to tell the real story of the business, both the positive and the negative. So the investors are very quickly put in the picture of the business. They will delve deeper. I mean, they will study the financials and they will look at the sustainability report and so on. But if this document is well written, it would entice them to go to dig deeper. If the document doesn't give me comfort, then I won't even bother. So I think that is one benefit. But I think a definite benefit for the business itself is the way in which they run the organization. And if they approach the management of a company in a more integrated way, I think it's inevitable that they will derive benefit from it. I mean, you sort of break out of the silo mentality when different people have to start talking to one another. I think, contrary to the old annual report, some unfortunate person somewhere was responsible for putting this thing together, and they most probably drafted something for the CEO and for the chair and so on, and begged people to send them stuff so that they could slap it in a document and add pictures to it and call it our annual report. I don't think you can do that any longer. It's not possible for one person to try and coordinate all of this. If the company is not managed in an integrated way, it's almost impossible to produce a good integrated report. Because what you need here is the buy-in from the board, because they set the strategic objectives. But equally, management need to understand that and translate that into key performance indicators, and be able to identify the risks and opportunities that feed into that. It trickles down throughout the entire organization. So if you run your organization in an integrated way, inevitably your monthly or quarterly reports would be done in an integrated way. So it's easier to produce an integrated report at the end of the day. Maybe just on that point, something that was introduced in the consultation draft of the International Integrated Reporting Council is a slightly varied view on materiality. Now, materiality is important because you'll always ask yourself, what is material to the reader of the document? So only material information will be included. Not because we think it's important, but if the reader regards it as important information, then it should be included. So if, for instance, if you're a bank, would you include information on your carbon footprint? Maybe it's important to us at a bank because we worked hard at this, but is it really important to the reader that we have a particular carbon footprint? So that's the materiality concept, and we in the past always measured that from the reader's point of view. But what the consultation draft did, it added a different layer to the materiality discussion. And it now says not only you have to ask what would be material to the reader, but you should also ask what information is material to the board and the executive management of the company to run the company. So what information do they have to consider when they take key decisions? And I think that's an interesting development. Right. Because you now have to look at all the different information in context and ask yourself, if I take a decision whether or not to retrench a number of staff, what are all the different things that I have to consider? And have I considered everything? I mean, we've seen it recently where a major company had to retrench staff, and that, all the different things that they had to consider. And so what does government think of this? How would the unions regard? How would shareholders regard that decision? And so on. So you have to balance all of this. So look at the risks and the opportunities from various angles when you take a decision. And I think that, to my mind, is the benefit of integrated reporting.